What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the morning movie chat. Or is this not morning time and we're talking about movies today? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Got a lot of things we want to cover today. I hope you're all having a very good morning. If you are here, make sure you smash that like button. But if you could do me another favor, you know what? Not only could you make sure that you hit the like button and make sure that you share this with your friends. I mean, do me a favor. Seriously, right now. Do me a favor if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff, share this stream out on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever way you have it. If you have friends that you know are doing nothing right now, take the link, click it, and tweet it to them. If you have other people who are normally here, make sure you tweet it out. YouTube has been very bad here over at least this last week. Really bad about notifying people that their favorite YouTubers are going live. And I've noticed this with live videos. It's not necessarily with videos that are uploaded. So please do me a huge favor. Make sure that you not only like this video, but make sure that you share it. Get on Twitter, share it with all your friends on Twitter. Tell them to get in here. Tell them to come hang out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The whole time would be even better. Tell them to come hang out. Get on your Facebook. Share it on your Facebook. All those things. Because, I mean, you hear a lot of times, you hear all these people on YouTube all the time crying about, like, oh, my views went down. Oh, this and that. Everything's going down. I need some views. YouTube sucks. It's all YouTube's fault. Yes, okay, there is some fault to YouTube here for sure with the algorithm and stuff like that, not sending out updates. I've seen live streams that I don't see at all the whole day until the next day, till they've been uploaded for hours. And if you guys are here on YouTube and if you're just a viewer and not a content creator, you probably don't understand this, but like being here and liking the streams and sharing them really helps out. And YouTube does this a lot where they do not push out the videos, and it has nothing to do with just bigger channels, smaller channels, anything like that. It really actually affects a lot of channels. Not, I know you probably see your favorite YouTuber out there on Twitter saying fuck Facebook or fuck YouTube and all this stuff. Look, yes, it's YouTube's fault. Do they know what's going on? Probably not. They're probably all, working from home. We know what's going on right now. So that's probably a huge part of it. That's why I need you guys to do me a favor. Make sure that you tell your friends. Share it on your community tab. Share it on your discussions tab on your here on YouTube. Do whatever you got to do. Just do me a favor. I would greatly appreciate that, because I've noticed, like, my channel's not big. I don't get a whole lot of people here anyway, but views have been low, notifications have been low. They've been very sparse. So anyway, just do me a favor. I greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for super chats or send in direct donations or anything like that, or to become a Patreon member, but if you do, I do greatly appreciate that. I want to say thank you to all of the Patreon supporters and everybody who is out there who donates to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. I'm going to be using that to upgrade the experience for you guys here on the channel. Like, the one thing I really want to upgrade is something I can't upgrade right now, because that means upgrading my whole computer. Otherwise, trust me, you guys would totally get, a much better experience here right now. But I do greatly appreciate you guys being here. I do greatly thank you guys for sharing out the stream as well. Thank you. It really does help. So, what are we going to talk about today? Have you guys heard about this new thing going on out there? Did you guys hear about this news yesterday? About Diamond Distribution has stopped shipping new titles. Of course, new comic book day is coming up this Wednesday. Your local comic book shop should have comics out there ready for you. I know my local comic book shop, they went out and picked them up this morning from the warehouse, and they will be, they should have them ready probably later today. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe Diamond Distributors gave all of the retailers the okay, saying, you know what, you got the stuff in, just sell the stuff. Because what they're doing is they're kind of restructuring things a little bit, saying they're going to be doing some refunds and things like that, some stuff that is very not normal for Diamond Distributors and the comic book industry. So definitely some things are going on here. And of course, if you didn't hear about this news, this is huge news. Diamond Distributors has stopped, not the production, they have stopped the shipment of all the comic books getting ready. They're supposed to hit the shelves. This might very well be the last new comic book day ever. believe me when I say I'm pretty serious about this. But I'm not one of those doomsday people. I'm not one of those people here on YouTube who's going to tell you like, oh, it's over. I'm not going to be one of those guys who don't even talk about fucking comic books on my channel and has something to say about this, and I'm gonna wax like I'm all smart, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come off like I'm all intellectual and I know what's going on with the comic book industry. I read comics, okay? I can show you fucking hundreds of them right now. Okay? So I'm just saying, you know, I'm not the asshole that you see here on YouTube talking about the comic industry is dead. And I don't read comics. I read comics every week. You see my pull list every week. I'm not one of those assholes who's sitting here that doesn't have nothing else to talk about because there's nothing news coming out on for my channel, so I'm going to cover other news that I don't normally cover because I don't know shit about it. I'm not that guy. I typically only talk about things that I actually know about, things that I'm involved in, things that I like. Okay, that's what I typically talk about. Very rarely will you see me get on and talk about something that I don't know about. Very, very rarely. It's happened, and believe me when I say if there's something I don't know about, I will completely claim in my videos that hey, I have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. And I think most people are pretty good about that. Even people talking about some of this business, most of the people are pretty reasonable in saying like, look, I don't really read comics. I don't know what's going on with the industry. I just hang out with a lot of jerk offs who do. Okay. Well, good. Let your jerk off friends tell us about how the comic industry is dead and it's dying. You don't have to do it for us. Especially because, I mean, who's watching your videos? Probably, if you're that guy, chances are somebody that's watching your video isn't the person who reads comics. Okay? They're not the person who reads comics if you're the guy who don't have a comic channel and you're, you know, sitting there talking about comics. Chances are like, yeah, dude. Yeah, fucking comic industry's dead, man. Yeah, dude. You go, man. You go, right? Yeah. Yeah, you tell him, man. You tell him. That's just totally okay. And you know, I've talked about this before. I'm not gonna knock anybody's hustle. Like right now, it's a slow news time. You talk about what you want to talk about, and this thing right here, this whole Diamond Distributors thing, it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. It's huge news. So I can't blame anybody for talking about it. And you guys know, I'm kidding for the most part, but there are assholes who talk about shit that they don't know about, that their content don't even resemble this stuff, and all of a sudden they're talking about it, right? Like all of a sudden they care about comic books or don't care or anything like that. I don't know. It's just a little weird to me. It's a little weird to me. But that's there's so much that's weird to me though. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? You guys have been here a lot. There's fucking weirdos out there everywhere, man. And it seems like right now that everybody's in social isolation or social distancing or whatever the hell you want to call it, these motherfuckers are getting crazy, man. They've got to have something to talk about because they have nothing better to talk about. So what do they talk about? Talk about shit they don't know about. I have plenty of stuff I could talk about. Stuff I actually know about. Right? Of course, you know, it's because I like to talk about stuff that I like. Stuff that I know about. I'm not just here on YouTube for clicks and views and subscribers. Like so many of these other people are. Come on. They are. Right? Aren't they? Let's not act like they're not. I talk about the things I like. I talk about the things I know about. Even if I'm not like the best person to listen to on the subject, I still only cover what I know about. Or am interested in. And being interested in something is a different thing because you're interested in something doesn't mean you know shit about it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you know anything about it. But anyway, guys, all the fake hype aside, I just want to let you guys know that yes, Diamond Distributors pretty much said that they are canceling all further orders from shipping out for the foreseeable future. I can't remember how they worded it, but the wording didn't sound too good. Now, is this the death of the comic books industry? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of things going on. One thing I will say though, for sure, guys, is, and I've been saying this for like the last week or so, pretty much everything since things started going more in lockdown, is get out and support the people that you want to support in entertainment. Go out and buy a new movie. Go out and buy a new comic book. Send a couple of dollars to your favorite YouTuber via Super Chat. But better yet, instead of Super Chats, don't even send Super Chats. Send in direct donations via Streamlabs, or even become a Patreon supporter of those. Support the people who keep you entertained right now. It's going to be important because entertainment is right now at a standstill. There's a whole lot of other things people will say is support. Go out there and support your local businesses. Absolutely support local businesses. If you got eateries that are close to you that you can still support, go out and eat out, if you need to. But don't put yourself in a spot where you're hurting. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself in a spot where you're hurting. Keep it in perspective. If you're not making money right now, you probably need to be conserving money, which is kind of the whole thing here going on with like the movie industry and the even with the comic books and stuff like that. Like people. And this is something we were talking about here over the past couple of days with Black Widow being, and Wonder Woman and all these other movies going to streaming, with Wonder Woman and Black Widow being rumored to, people thinking that they should be. And I've been saying that no, absolutely not. These movies won't draw in the kind of money. Now, the one thing that I would say is in these times when they want to actually get out there and make money, if you want to do all these digital releases, this is not the time. People are sitting at home. Yes. They're bored. Yes. But they're sitting at home. They're not making money unless they're working from home too. But then they're working. They're not just sitting there watching movies all day. Are they going to spend the money on the, to watch Black Widow? Is Black Widow even going to? Would Black Widow or even Wonder Woman even make 25% of the money doing that digital streaming thing like a lot of these other things are doing than they would at the box office? And I say absolutely not. But that doesn't mean that these other movies won't do pretty decently. There's really going to be no gauge for a big blockbuster movie like a Wonder Woman, like a Black Widow. The Trolls World Tour. That's no comparison. It doesn't count. That's not a blockbuster movie. Sure, it's a big hit, popular franchise and all that, but it's not what it's not that movie. So a lot of people. And I'm sure there's nobody out there when it comes to this comic book thing that is happy that this is happening. Even people out there, the comics gators and all that stuff, I really do not believe that any of these people are happy that this is going down. Now, are any of them probably sitting there, maybe maybe not even on their high horse, but sitting there like, man, I tried to tell you guys. Then they might be right that the comic book industry has been going down. Is it failing? I wouldn't say it's failing. It's just not doing as good as it used to. Is that the fault? Is what's happening right now with Diamond the fault of the comic books? The quality of them? No. No. It's not. Even if the comic book industry right now was booming, dude, I'm telling you, if the sales through comics right now were through the roof on all the comics, not occasionally you're gonna get some bad comics that aren't gonna sell, but if all these comics, if Marvel and DC were at the top of their game right now, if Image was there doing great sales, Aftershock Comics doing great sales, Boom Studios doing great sales, IDW, all these companies doing great sales right now, do you think that would have stopped Diamond Distribution from distributing the books? You think Diamond Distributors would have been like, oh shit, we're making thousands of dollars right now, let's stop shipping? No, let's not stop shipping. No, they would have stopped regardless. Right now, what's going on in the world with this pandemic, it stopped. This wasn't due to bad comic books or anything like that. Has zero to do with bad comics. Has zero to do with the SJW agenda. Same thing in Hollywood. The movie production, everything has zero to do with the SJ. Nothing to do with it. Okay? Don't let somebody out there convince you otherwise. Because if they're trying to, it's false. They're lying to you. Now, if they told you that the sales of comic books are down, the comic industry isn't in the best place right now, and they said it's because of some of these things, they're right. They're right there. They are. It is due to some of those things. That's part of the reason that the comic book industry isn't in the best shape right now. But it's not just due to SJW politics and all that kinds of. It's far from the truth. That's just what's made some individual properties suffer, some individual books and things like that suffer. That's really about it. But the other thing is, like I said, I don't think there's anybody out there who's happy that this is going down. Like I said, especially independent creators. Now, what does this mean for the future of diamond distribution, though? What does this mean for the future of the comics industry? That's something that I've kind of been thinking about, well, for a while. As a matter of fact, not even just over the last couple of days, but for a while. If you guys go back here, probably been 6 months ago, easily now, I had a conversation with young Rippa59. He was here on the channel. We did a live stream, and we were talking kind of about this thing, about indies and the you know, the indie creators and the comic book industry and things like that. And it came back to a conversation that has to do with Blockbuster Video. That's right. The same thing that has to do with places, big box retailers like Walmart and Target, and these kinds of places trying to compete with Amazon. Okay, you got to keep up with the times. You got to keep your marketing strategy up with the times. You got to, and you can't go on the old, outdated model. Okay, that's exactly what took out Blockbuster and why they're no longer around. Because they had, it's the same thing with everything going on right now. Blockbuster literally had all the damn movies to compete with the Redbox, with the Netflix, any of that stuff. They had all the products sitting right there on the shelves in their stores. All they had to do was take those discs, put them in a more a better DVD sleeve, and put them in a kiosk machine that spits them out right in front of their store, where you can pick up and drop off anytime. And then they just shrink down the size of their stores, where they can still have snacks, they can still have all those other little things that people went in there for, and they can still have some videos on the shelves. They just didn't keep up with the times. The same thing can easily be said for a place like a big box retailer like Walmart trying to keep up with the Amazon. You got to keep up with the times. They started this site to store, believe me, I used to work there. They started this site to store thing years too late. They're trying to keep up with it in the wrong way, okay? You got to keep up with the times, and that's something that these movie industry people are about ready to find out, and even the comic book industry itself is about to find out. You've got to put out product that makes people money, product that people want to see. This all goes hand in hand. This doesn't have anything to do with the SJW politics, any of that stuff out there. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. The way forward, I would say the way forward definitely has something to do with that. In the sense that you can only go out there, and after this, after everything that's going on, the kind of dire straits, the financial dire straits that this will put some of the movie and comic book industry in, probably music too, this will make them think going forward about what they're going to put out. Not just necessarily, not like they're going to say, okay, we can't put this out, don't make money. But the thing is you make the push less there. Okay? Oh, we're not going to push this much of this stuff because it's just not selling, it's not viable. We need to put our stock into this. The only thing is some of them might have problems figuring that out because they don't see the problems that already exist by way of some of the things, stories being told in their actual comic books that have to do with some of these SJW politics and stuff like that, okay? This going forward is going to have, it's going to go hand in hand, yes, because the thing is, we know that a lot of these people who, you know, these SJW politic people, all that crap, a lot of these people don't read comic books. Now, however, I will tell you there are plenty of comic book readers out there who read some of these comics who have no problem with them, right? Who have no problem with them. There's plenty that I read that are like that have these seemingly personal politics and stuff in them, but they're indie books, and to me that's okay because you're creating your own story, your own world. That's fine. But these also are books that I'm reading that aren't books that are put out by publishers who are out there doing 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 different variant covers of a book. They're not out there trying to mass produce like millions, I'm over exaggerating, thousands and thousands of them to try to push it. They're not trying to create this one story and print as many books to keep up with Amazing Spider-Man. They're smarter than that, right? And the comic book industry is going to have to be smarter about that going forward. And how are they going to do that? I mean, for one, we can see what the independent creators are doing already. That's something, that's a model that honestly, these big creators, like the big two, need to think about. Marvel, DC, probably even Image too. Image is better at it though. Image is better at it, but they're still bad at it. And the one thing that has to do with promoting their products, they're not good at it. They are not good at promoting their products. You go and look at the independent creators like on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and things like that. That's all these people do is promote their damn books. They create them and they push them. They advertise them. They talk about them months before they come out. Marvel Entertainment just released, a couple of weeks ago, released a trailer for Arrow. Probably for the trade paperback that came out. But I don't remember, I could be wrong here, but I don't remember seeing a launch trailer for Arrow issue number 1 when it was getting ready to come out. They want to push it after the fact. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. You think Kevin Feige goes out there and makes an MCU movie? Gets it all done, they're getting ready to put it at the theater, and now they're like, oh, hey guys, let's start doing articles and running ads and stuff while this is in the theater. No. They ramp it up beforehand. I mean, they're doing it years out. Years out. They're doing these movies. Starting to produce them, starting to build up and ramp up the anticipation for them to make you want them. Comics don't do that. Even the people at Comic Previews, the people who put out the big previews books from Diamond Distributed to the previews, yeah. They literally drop trailers on their YouTube channel for comic books that are coming out, like comic books that will come out this week, like tomorrow. They'll put the ads out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Right? No. that's not they're bad. They are bad at marketing their comic books. That's what it is. You know, that whole New Warriors thing, Snowflake, all them things. I'm telling you, I could have sold the shit out of that book. I can guarantee you, I could have put Myrtle here on the camera and sold you guys that. Like, I would have made you guys want to read that book, even though I know you don't want to read it. You know what I mean? I could have sold you that book. Shoot, man. Don't put anything past Myrtle. Don't put anything past him. But that's it. I mean, the comic book industry, it isn't dead. Is it hurting? Oh, yeah, this is going to hurt. This is definitely going to hurt. But this really should only make them think about what they need to do. About what they need to do going forward. This should make all of them think again. A lot of these people, people in the, these comic pros out there, they need to rethink what they're doing. And it's absolutely true. And the thing is, and I'm not talking about just the ones who are actually, I'm talking about everybody needs to rethink their shit. I don't care whether it's your boy Zach, whether it's Ethan Van Sciver, the Comicsgate guys. I don't care if it's them. I don't care if it's Marvel. I don't care if it's DC. I don't care if it's Image. I don't care if it's Boom. I don't care what publishers. They all need to rethink their shit going forward. All of them. And the thing is, they probably all need to rethink their shit collectively going forward. By that, I mean that maybe places like Marvel and DC need to look to people like Ethan Van Sciver, like your boys, like some of these other people out there, like a John Malone. I don't know a whole lot of these other names. Like these people out there who are doing what they're doing, who know this industry just as well as they do, and are in touch with the fans, and they need to open up and listen to their harshest critics. Now, at the same time, their harshest critics, people like Ethan Van Sciver, your boy Zach, John Malone, and these other people out there. There's plenty of other creators out there. These people need to rethink their shit about maybe, I wouldn't even say about being so harsh. Nothing wrong with being critical. But be critical to the point where like people can get it, people can understand. You know what I mean? I think you guys probably know what I mean. I'm not saying they need to stop what they're doing. Because a lot of people wouldn't be aware of shit if it wasn't for some of these people doing what they do. Doing the criticisms that they do. But here's the thing, is that this is the point we're at now, is where everybody needs to back off. Back off a little bit. Marvel writers and everything, you don't have to be so rude and condescending and assholes to not only just like these people who were your critics, but also your readers and shit. You don't have to do that. And the same thing with all the indie creators. You don't have to be assholes. You know, the whole thing, like, I'm believe me when I say in the past, I've always been that fight fire with fire person. Fuck it, man. They're being assholes, you be an asshole right back. Yeah. What does that do, man? It doesn't really do us any good. Does it win you anything? No. Does it win me anything? No. Who wins? Do you win? No. Do they win? No. Nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. That's the thing. You know, nobody's winning. You know, and that's what it comes down to. If you ask me, when it comes to these kinds of things, is like I said, make sure you smash the like button. If you're here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure if you guys, you don't have super chats and all that stuff, it's all good. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make you send them in. Do it, but at least watch ads and stuff if they pop up. I mean, it helps. It helps. Anyway, man, I feel like I've gone on way too long about this right now. Let's get into the live chats and see what you guys are talking about, and we'll comment on that. And I apologize for being late again today, folks. Dylan's Comics is here. What's up, my brother? How are you doing? I hope all is well, man. Eloise Dawdle says hello. Tommy is here. What's up? Sylvester M. Sylvester, I've seen you in those Young Rippa streams. Seen you in there lately, man. Catching some of those debates and stuff. Good stuff, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Tommy says, with great power comes great responsibility, so share the stream and smash the like button. Absolutely. Like I said, guys, please do everything you can to share it. Let your friends know. Text your friends and tell them to come here. Because YouTube has not been good about sending out notifications and stuff. Captain Pennsylvania is in the house, man. If you guys don't know Cap is a good dude. We're going to have him on the show here very soon. I'm telling you. Cap, we need to get together and find out when we can get you on the show and just talk, man. Just hang out, dude. Cap's a cool guy. I'm sure you guys see, and most of you people who are here in the chats that show up on my shows, y'all good people, man. Y'all good people. Maverick Pilgrim says, good morning. Fanjecture says, wow. It's like I said all this was happening a week ago and you called me crazy. Said what was happening a week ago? What are you talking about? About everything shutting down? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's... Did I? I might have. Let's go back and check it out. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, well, the thing is like, things are shutting down. Should they have to? No. Are people going crazy? Yeah. Are people blowing out of proportion? Yeah. Should people be cautious? Yeah. Is this... I'm not even here to... I don't even want to get into the whole current situation that's going on right now. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in a work meeting, says Maverick Pilgrim. Well, thanks for being here anyway, Maverick. I'm sure you got that earbud in your ear, your AirPods in your ear listening in. Fanjecture, it's crazy he called you crazy. Shaking my head. What was it? Let's see. Fanjecture, hey there, Tommy. I will. Okay, Fanjecture says, it's crazy he called me crazy when I'm not crazy. Crazy. Oh, Iron True Skill says, no more comics. Man, you sound like Wanda also. That's why I named it that, because maybe I'll change the thumbnail later. Maybe I'll have the thing where she says no more mutants, where she'll say no more comics. We will make one way or another, though. We always do. Yes. This is how the comic industry dies, with coughs and sniffles. I get what you said. I know what you're... I get what you're doing there, Tommy. I get it. I love it. True Skills says, first no gym, now no new comics. There goes my Doctor Doom series. I know, man. Like today. I mean, today's it, man. Today is it. Second Street Marvel, pulling comics or something else. Let's see. Everybody's saying what's up. Clickbait from you, says Mitch Gurwitz. Nah. Clickbait? Nah. No clickbait here. I would never. Thanks for being here, Mitch. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, Mitch. But thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. They said the comic industry was dying like 10 years ago. Yeah. It was going great until Second Street Marvel ruined my day, Tommy. Oh, man. Dang. Okay, Snow Dub, thank you for being here, man. Jenner check. You guys make sure you go check out Snow Dub, man. One of my favorite creators, and he's about to hit 900 subs. He should be at 1,000. He should be well over 1,000, guys. Let's help get him there. He says, breaking news, fun has been canceled. All right, I know. Oh man, fun? What a snow deb. Effing weirdos, bro. I know, right? Vanjik says, damn, I was having some too. Oh, yeah, the fun? Yeah, no fun, no fun. I Am True Skills says, at Second Street Marvel, Amazon is sold out of 25 dumbbells, so I ordered the 30-pound ones. I hope I can lift them. Yeah, 30-pounders should work too. 30-pounders are good. 30-pounders are a good one too. I mean, I can curl them. I can do shoulder workouts. I can do a lot with those too. So 30s are good. It's just working still, says Cap. Comic industry will survive. Maybe a few smaller shops will fall. I was gonna say, and that's the thing is the only way the comic industry is gonna fall is because the shops are closing. That's what's going to hurt them more than anything is the shops closing. But should the shops close? In some areas, it's kind of being required. I don't. For me, I don't think they should. I don't think they should. Probably said indefinite amount of time. I think it was. I think that's what it was. I think it says shipping delayed indefinitely. Something like that. Yeah. I'm True Skills says, that's a good, man. It's great you still have steady income, Cap. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. Trying to get it in while I still can. Absolutely. Mitch Gurowitz says, I hate the reaction from Diamond too, but if LCSs have to keep paying for books that don't fully sell, that will kill LCSs off. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mitch. I absolutely agree with you there. I don't like the reaction from Diamond, like, I get it. The thing is like, Diamond should have always been doing the thing like, hey, we'll take the refund. We'll do that stuff. They should do that. The reason why they should do that is because then we know what sells. The industry will know what sells, not just, oh, hey, we're selling a whole bunch of Captain Marvel. No. You're not selling, like, you're getting rid of a whole bunch of Captain Marvel. The comic shops are buying a whole lot of them because of stupid incentive covers and crap like that, but they aren't selling them because it's not. And I'm using Captain Marvel as an example. I'm not saying it don't sell, but what I'm saying is that's the example. Is like, they say, well, they bought this many copies of this comic book. Well, yeah, because of incentive retailer incentives, variant covers, and things like that. Yeah, sure. How many did they actually sell? That's why they should have been doing it the whole time. The refund thing would help out the industry, not only Diamond distributors, not only the fans, but most of all the publishers, because you have feedback. You know what sells, you know what's actually selling, not just all those little fan letters that you print in the back of your comic books where people are kissing your butt telling you how good it is. The several thousand who do read the comic book, not the millions who don't. But yeah, the LCSs, and that's the thing is, with the LCSs, a lot of them. The thing with the LCSs too is, along with the comics themselves, the publishers and stuff, is these stores, LCSs, they need to be smart business people as well, not just going off the old model of what's always worked and stuff like that. Times are changing, and they need to keep up with that too. Never put all your your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. The LCS is who I fear for the most, because they're the ones who are going to they're the ones on the ground level. They're the troops. You know what I mean? They're the troops on the ground. They're the boots in the mud. In the mud or on the ground. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, absolutely. And that's the same thing with the theaters. I seen that thing where, what's his name? Christopher Nolan went out to Congress telling him, like, oh, save the entertainment industry. Yes. These industries should be saved. The theaters, the movie industry, the comic industry. These things are entertainment, folks. Now, however, I will get into a little bit more of that here in just a minute. We'll get into a little bit more of that. While, yes, they should, and why maybe no, they shouldn't. Crazy thing, I was going to get a condo at the end of the year, but I guess God had other plans. Yeah. True Skills, my lease is up in 3 months. Had plans to move myself. We'll see what happens. Oh, man, yeah, for sure. Mitch Gurowitz says, Aftershock. Yeah, dude, I love Aftershock comics. They're great. Good news, Cotton Connection is not canceled. Awesome. Hey guys, see that? The Cotton Connection isn't canceled, so I hear you, man. Hopefully this thing won't drag on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really hope it don't. I'm sure all of us really hope it don't. AFK Bart says, I'm finally here. Did you start late? I couldn't find you at 8. Yeah, I started a little bit late. Started a little bit late today. Thanks for being here, AFK Bart. Great supporter here of the channel. Um, let's see. Fanject says, when you compare numbers of the comic industry, it's unfair to compare it to, say, 90s, 2000s, where there was limited forms of entertainment. It's not that it's failing, it's just a niche. Mm, I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's unfair because you got to follow the trends, but somewhere in those numbers, you got to find why it's starting to go down. Now, some of that is because of the rise of digital comics. There's nothing wrong with digital. I don't like reading digital comics. I read a lot of digital comics, but a lot of it has to do with that, and that's part of keeping up with the times. Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't say that it's failing, but sales for comic books are lower than they used to be. Plain and simple, they are. They are. The comic industry is going down, and unless the younger generation decides to get physical books or digital copies, it doesn't look good. Well, I think it'll continue. I think it's going to continue on. The thing is, I mean, look at we got independent creators who are out there already doing it. I think the comic industry needs to look at that. But I've also been of the opinion too that the comic skaters need to look at the mainstream industry as well, especially because some of these guys have been involved in that mainstream industry, so they kind of know how it works, and it should be all good. They should be able to. I mean, like I said, they should be able to work it out. Cap says, "Me too, bro. No matter what, though, we will make it. Could be rough, but we got this. Absolutely." Dylan's Comic says, "I'm bummed. I don't even think I'm lucky enough to get my books today. So last week might be my last week. I gotta find some books to read now on my days off." I know, man. I know. Might have to get on that Marvel Unlimited or something. Fanjextra says comics will be fine. People thought it was the end of physical books when iPads and Kindles came out. It wasn't. Right, but books, and comic books are very different. Very different when it comes to that. I haven't got a book in a week. Oh no. AFK Bar says, "Hey Cap, frustrated with my sub list not showing Trinity." Yeah, you know what? And it's been doing that. It's been doing that for live videos. For videos, they'll show up, but live videos, it's been bad. Mitch Gurowitz says, "When I hear people on comic channels bitching about SJWs, I unsubscribe. I don't have a vested interest in either side, but the complainers are assholes." Right? Yeah, I hear you. Well, and here's the thing, Mitch Gurowitz. Like, I like to hear other people's opposing opinions. I actually, a lot of the people that bitch about the SJWs, like, I mean, if you look at like your boy Zach, I love your boy Zach. Dude, I love his channel. I love what he does. I think a lot of his insights are spot on. Do I agree with him all the time? No, no. But for the most part, I do. And but I know what you're saying. Like the people who are bitching, like most of those channels that you're talking about, all they have is negative content, and that's all. And that's all they do is complain about that. Yeah, and I don't have vested interest in either side either. If anything, like I'm one of those people. Like I don't like the whole SJW agenda and all that bullshit. I don't like that neither. I don't like it neither. You know. But I'm not just gonna sit here and bitch about it the whole time. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't exist. I'm not gonna pretend and blow it up like it's more than it isn't, or anything like that. Neither. That's just not me. I'm just not an overreactionary guy. But I certainly understand you, Mitch. Because like I said, some of my favorite channels are people like Young Ripper 59, your boy Zach. I'm actually not subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver's channel. I like Ethan Van Sciver. I like what he says. He's a funny dude. He cracks me up. He makes me laugh. But just the content on his channel, there's not enough content there that I like to watch regularly. Now, Cecil says I am subscribed to him, but that's just because mostly it seems like all they ever do is live streams, and all they do is just get together and be silly and talk a lot of shit. And to me, sometimes that's funny. So I like to see some of that. But that doesn't mean I always agree with it, though. But I hear you, man. I hear you. Benzer says, "Yeah, but it's on life support." Yeah. We had in past few years 3 bookstores shut her up. Yeah. YouTube has been weird, yes. We have 2 left now, Barnes and Nobles and Bam Books. Wow. Banjack says, Tommy, that's because people get their characters in other entertainment forms because there's so many superhero movies and shows. That's how people are getting their stories. If there were less movies and shows, people would search out ways to get their superheroes. Yeah, that's true. And would read more comics. Yeah, maybe so. But there's a lot more than the superhero genre. Absolutely. I would say horror comics actually got me back into horror movies. I've only been missing every stream, right? Yeah, it's the notifications, man. It's been bad. Of course, and a lot of incredible stuff that that aren't superheroes, but normies equate comics with superheroes. Absolutely, they do. LB says, I am here. Yes, I used to enjoy a lot of older horror comics. Oh yeah, me too. I'm enjoying some newer ones as well. And guys, if you guys didn't see LB, did you guys see LB last night on the Den of Nerds Live on the community stream? It was great. It was a great show too. I couldn't go on that show though. I was going to go on it, but I couldn't because I'm like, I'm already triggered as fuck talking about this subject anyway. If I got on there and people start saying some stupid shit, I'm just going to go off. So I stayed away. Is it weird? But hey, I knew that. I knew I was going to get triggered as shit because like people saying that Black Widow should go to streaming and Wonder Woman I can't even say the word here on YouTube without getting in a lot of trouble, but that's stupid. It's stupid. It makes absolutely no sense. It's a blockbuster movie. It's just, I don't know. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but no. It's just dumb. The guy from Sony was right, or was it from Warner Brothers? The guy from Warner Brothers was right. There's no reason to ever do that. Put him on direct streaming. Just postpone a few months. It'd be all good. I guarantee you, like a movie like Wonder Woman and even Black Widow, even if they made half as much money at the box office than they were going to before all of this, I guarantee you that same amount of money is still more than they'd get out of going direct to streaming. I guarantee it. There are so many. There's also too many SKUs. People feel overwhelmed where to start, and sometimes when people feel overwhelmed, they don't start in the first place. Oh yeah, absolutely. I heard the new character Trailblazer gets her superpowers from diabetes. I don't know. She said she wanted the D, so I gave her diabetes. Sorry. That was, yeah. Was that as good as my joke yesterday? The joke yesterday about the what's white and falls from the sky? You guys remember that one? You guys remember what's white and falls from the sky? That was pretty funny yesterday. I don't think anybody got it because I said it, I was like, what's white and falls from the sky? And nobody really answered. And I think somebody later was like, what was the answer? It was the coming of the Lord. I know, I'm bad. I foresee a crazy week ahead, yes. Whiskey Steals and Tumbleweed says, there's still a huge gap between wholesale and retail sales. Yeah, absolutely. Chaos and Comics says, porn comics will be fine, trend. That's half your reading. Right. No, I think you're talking about Perry. Perry's the guy who don't like to read. Palanwiki, aka Deviant Pork, says, hi everyone, how you doing? Whiskey Steals and Tumbleweed says, Tommy, funny thing is there's a big gap between production and wholesale as well. Right. That's one of the big problems with this whole identity politics, intersectional agenda that those places have right now. They think they know best. They think they know what we want better than we do. Absolutely. That's why they're suffering so badly, and by proxy, why the comic book shops are suffering so badly. No, I wouldn't say that exactly. Not exactly. Yeah. Companies only like losing money for so long. Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing is losing money or just not making as much as they could. There's a difference. Assuming the company has company can last that long, Marvel and DC should be okay, but smaller ones, they're going to close left, right, and center. Yeah, it could be. Or being bought out. Yeah, as I'm saying, that's something I was going to talk about here in a minute. Palanowiki says, question. In your country, comics are only found in comic stores for physical. In France, you can find them in every press cigarette shops and in every bookstore. You can find comics in a number of places. I think they have comic books at like Walmart. They have them in like Barnes and Noble. They have them in different places, yes. Not just in comic shops. They have them in other places too. Lower than they used to be when? The 90s? Lower than what do you mean? Lower than they used to be? I'm behind on the chat, so you have to tell me what you're talking about there. In Canada, it's almost only comic shops now. Some bookstores have graphic novels, but newsstands don't really sell comics anymore. Right. Are there any really newsstands around anymore? Not a whole lot that I know of. Can give me an open shop and I'll bring themselves up themselves, right? They don't have any here. Not many. So, I used to be able to get comics as a kid from my local barbershop. I used to be able to get comics from the grocery store. They used to have them in those little spinner racks. Let's see. Where are we at here? I can't stand the SJW agenda, but I also can't stand to hear people bitch about it all the time. Right. Okay. Well, here the thing is, we don't have weekly issues like you or US. Issues are bigger and are 2, 3, 4 of yours in one book. Okay. All right. We're literally bitching about it above Will. What's up to everyone? I miss. Sorry. Like the giant size issues. Okay. Yeah. I want to hear the diabetes. I want to hear the diabetes guy say it's the diabetes. Wilfred Brimley, that's his name. Wilfred Brimley. Fanjector says I did. Only Banter went mainstream shill. Oh man, what I miss? I must have missed something there. Trinity, are you Trinity? You are so kind to spare others from your wrath. Sometimes I think maybe I should spare some people from my wrath as well, but sometimes I just can't help myself. Oh, good Cap, hope you're staying healthy and safe. Come on, admit it. You know the right thing to do is put it on. You know the right thing to do is put it on streaming. You're just in the denial stage right now. Soon you'll reach the acceptance stage. No, it's not. It's not. They're going to lose money that way. People want to say that Solo lost money. These movies will lose money if they go direct to streaming. I guarantee it. No, they and it's not even a thing about that. They won't. There's just not the money to be made there. There is not. Like I said, the best comparison I could think of, if I'm gonna rent it in my house for 48 hours for $20, that's only $20 for me. You could easily squeeze out more than $100 from me just by releasing it at the theater. Easily, because I can guarantee you, in the matter of 1 week, probably actually in the matter of one weekend, I'm buying 8 tickets. 5 for me and my family to go see it. Probably 1 for me to go see it with one of my friends. Probably 1 for me to go see it on Saturday, and again to go see it on Sunday. Easily, you got me on 8 tickets. You're not gonna get me for 8 times renting it on streaming. There's no way. And even if they did it at $50 like a pay-per-view event, no. I am buddy dodging Rona like Neo from the Matrix. Just accept that Disney Plus is the future. I mean, it is, but no, not for this. Not for a blockbuster. Yeah. Why is that the right thing to do? That was Myrtle-esque. So good. Let's see. Yep, we have omnibus graphic novels, all of that, but even the simple issues are giant size compared to your standard, like cheaper Shonen Jump. Oh, that's weird. Let's see. Oh man, it just jumped on me again. You guys are being very active. Plus, you guys know me. I'm way behind on the chat because, dude, like, I'm a freaking nerd, and all I do is flap my gums. Okay. Where you at? One mouse to rule them all. Mr. LB on the Den. Yeah, he was on the Den last night. Yeah, he was. Real Gentry says, to a shareholder, not making as much money is the same as losing money. They won't stand it for long. Yeah, I was going to say, and that's the thing, is Black Widow won't make very much money going direct to streaming. That's the same as losing the money. That's the exact same. I missed yesterday. Bake the Snake. What's up, my brother? Bake the Snake. Man, I haven't seen you in a while, brother. I need to get on and check out your channel. Did YouTube unsubscribe me for you? Have you been busy? Have I just not seen your videos coming across my feed? Bake. Hope you're doing good, man. Like, auto industry cried to the high heavens claiming they were losing money and they weren't, and asked for bailout. Right. Probably because they were going to lose their vacation bonus. Another man just talking shit. Let's see. I knew you'd be too. I knew you'd be too triggered to realize that was sarcasm. I love it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, dude, I don't know. Like, you. That's funny. Like, I don't get triggered over like personal shit. You know, people. You want to call my mom a fat whore? I don't care. You don't know my mom. But you want to say some. Like, people say dumb shit, and I get pissed, man. Like. You got me, Will. You got me. You got me, my brother. That's funny. That's funny. Because I am, too. Like, it's so stupid, too. Isn't it funny how we get triggered over, like, the stupidest shit? You know, it's funny. Like seriously. Like, that's why I didn't go on the Den of Nerds live last night when they were doing a streaming thing. Because people were talking about, you know, the Black Widow going direct streaming. I'm like, I can't get in this conversation because I don't want to call people a bunch of dumbasses. I don't want to, like... Because that's ultimately what would happen. And I would get upset and I would say some shit that I might regret. Not because I'm crazy or anything, but because... And I'm not saying that I know everything, but there are some things that are just like, man, I definitely see I'm just like, man, I can't go along with that, man. I don't care if it's by old model. Everything's changed now with the coronavirus. No. Like, some things have, yeah. But not that much. Not so much to the point where you put out a movie that could gross $1 billion and put it on direct to streaming. You know what I mean? No. I wouldn't even say that Rise of Skywalker would have been a smart move to put direct to streaming. You know, Rise of Skywalker. You know why I'm saying that. Not even that. There are some movies that it's just not that it's just not smart. It's just not smart to do. But yeah, that's funny. Fucking Will, you got me, dude. You got me. Bake the Snake says they just partnered up with Apple and release the movies through rentals, or Apple buys them out and rules the world. There's a lot to go on with that. I mean, Apple has cash flow, but I don't think they're out looking to buy up any properties like that. I don't think they are. I mean, could it happen? Yeah, absolutely it could. But I don't think they're out to do that. So let's see here. Palanwiki says, no New Mutants movie, no new Warriors comic. Is pop culture protecting itself? It went to its safe space. Baked Snake says, I agree streaming isn't for blockbusters. They need to get it out in a premium service first, where you have to pay. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say, you know, them waiting a few months, I think even if they put the movie out in theater when theaters open back up a few months after that, even if that movie makes half of what it was going to make originally, let's just say that Black Widow was going to do Ant-Man money. So that's saying $700 to $800 million. If it made half of that when it goes into theater, I can guarantee you it's still more than it would have made going to streaming. Even with the way they were doing it, I guarantee you it's still even half that much in the theater is still more than it would have made going direct to streaming. I can't guarantee it. That's what I think. New Mutants movie was going to shock people, says Cap. Yes, it was. Just busy with work. Well, not now, but I'm starting to come around more. Okay, Bake. All right. Good deal, man. Glad to hear you're doing good. Worst thing is, I honestly want to watch it. I love New Mutants as a kid. Yeah, the New Mutants movie looks good. I was waiting for it, too. Well, Ginger says, couldn't resist, but yeah, it's true. They'd lose a lot of money going straight to streaming. Yeah, they would. I think they would. I want drive-in theaters back. Yeah, more drive-ins would be cool, definitely. With the drive-through services now, it would make sense to bring it back, absolutely. But then that's the whole business model. You're going to have to open up a new theater and stuff like that. Me too. I think Marvel is releasing it for a reason other than to get a few bucks back. Yeah, maybe so. Mitch Gurwitz says, if you get triggered every time someone says dumb shit, you'll be complaining nonstop for the rest of our COVID compromised lives. That's true, Mitch. Good point. Good point. Good point. No, I'm not triggered every time somebody says dumb shit, but when it comes to some dumb shit, I'm just like, no, 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 no. You know what I mean? Good point though, Mitch. But that's why I don't do reaction videos though neither, because I'm not like the overreactionary guy neither. You know what I mean? Like I don't like get triggered. Yeah, I think you got me, man. That's funny. That's true. Charming Diamond theaters would be a yeah. They'd be doing good right now, driving theaters. Trinity, your stream is going to come down. Is going to come down. You said the C word. No joke. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you. YouTube is way too sensitive. Oh wait, which C word did I say? I was on 2 streams that fell for policy violation for saying it. Oh, you mean the C word? I'm guessing you're talking about the current situation. Is that what you're talking about? Captain Pennsylvania says, greed for me is a test for them to see the reception of different kind of movies. Really? Seriously? Yes, multiverse stuff. YouTube is on autopilot and the machines are calling the shots, so the streams are coming down. YouTube is ruled by a drunken, broken Skynet. Real Dream says, to buy Disney would cost a fortune. If you were buying all of Disney, the whole shebang, lock, stock, and barrel, it'd quite be easily over $1 trillion. Oh, yeah, easily. I love Den, but sometimes dumbasses in the chat. Sometimes, yeah, definitely. Yes, Captain says, yeah. You will see that everywhere. Yeah. They're definitely the beer. Okay, yeah. Will Gentry says, we all have certain things that genuinely trigger us. It's different for each of us, but we've all got something that sets us off. Oh yeah. I'll tell you the one thing for me. Is something that I don't even talk about here on the channel. But you can find links to it down in the description of this video and all of my videos. Go check out the Vigilantes for Children. Go check them out on Facebook, Instagram. I don't think they have a Twitter, but go check out Vigilantes for Children. And if you have a few shekels to throw their way, make sure you check them out. Lime in the beer bottle virus. Yes, the beer bug. Be careful, Trinity. Oh yeah, did I actually say it? I don't remember actually saying it. My trigger is the Stark Sham. Yeah. I don't remember actually saying it. I've been doing my best to call the current situation, and not that. But yeah. Anyway. But here's the thing. Before I go, here's the one thing that I wanted to say when it comes to the movie industry, the comic industry, and all of these kinds of things, and talking about the bailouts. And guys, I'm telling you, go spend money on entertainment. Don't break yourself trying to keep yourself entertained, but spend money on some entertainment. Read a new comic book. Read a new movie. Go back and watch your old movies. Send your favorite YouTuber a couple of dollars through Super Chat. I'm not saying it has to be me. Go support them on, but even better than Super Chat, send it via direct donations for Streamlabs, or if they have a PayPal, or if they have a Patreon. Go support them there. Send them a few dollars. Invest in them, okay? Just invest in them, and invest in the entertainment industry. Because I'll tell you the one thing that we all need right now is entertainment. The other thing that I will say, with all of this stuff going on with Diamond, the movie industry and things like that, while I do think that a lot of companies should be smart with their money, and they should be prepared for things like this. This is where you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, where you have low sales from comic books that aren't selling, or movies that aren't just doing good and things like that. The future for the movie industry, I think, with this streaming thing, this direct-to-streaming thing, is going to make a lot of theaters, or not a lot of theaters, but a lot of movie studios actually think like, okay, we had, it'll give them a gauge. Like, we had success releasing this on direct streaming. Maybe some of these movies we could do the direct-to-streaming thing. It'll make them think wiser about what movies they want to make the big push for and invest in for movies to go to the theater as opposed to direct to streaming. I think it'll make them think about those kinds of things. I really do. I think it will. I think with the comic book industry, it should make them think about what comic books they actually want to invest in and put in print comic books to put out on shelves. And maybe some of the ones that they aren't expecting that they're going to get the high sales on, maybe just do those digital, so you have to invest a little bit less. And I could be wrong. Maybe it costs just as much to invest in digital as it does the print. But I probably think not. The other thing is like this thing where Christopher Nolan was talking about this bailouts for the comic industry, or just for the entertainment industry more than anything. I think he was talking specifically about movies. The thing is why I think that's a good idea, because people still need to be entertained, not only now, but even in the future. The other thing is this actually really only goes to help shift things for companies, right? This could actually present a power shift in the movie industry, a power shift in the comic book industry, and any of these different industries that are being affected right now. Because while places like an AMC theaters and all this stuff, have threat that they might not survive what's going on right now, there's somebody out there with the money and the know-how to invest and revive it. And that person will do it how they best see fit. That's what I'm saying. It could be a total shift of power. Same thing with the comic book industry. There's somebody out there waiting to pounce. You know what I mean? Just because one person is failing in something doesn't mean that somebody else is failing in it, has failed in it, or isn't waiting to be successful in it. There are people out there right now, opportunists, who are sitting out there waiting for these things to happen. They're waiting for the failure of these things, not because they want them to fail, but because they're seeking an opportunity to improve things, to make money themselves, to do things the way that they see fit. That's where we're at right now. Could that happen? It very well could. Somebody could come out and, maybe somebody comes and buys out Diamond Distribution because maybe they're going to fail. Maybe, I'm not saying they are. Maybe somebody else comes along and buys out a different studio, or maybe they buy out this or that. There's a whole lot going on right now. Maybe somebody comes along and buys out these theater chains, these big theater chains. And then when they buy out that big theater chain in Hollywood, steps up, gets its production back up and wants to put these movies in the theaters, they're saying, hey, whoa, buddy. Things might have worked that way before when you had what's-his-name in charge. But now, you're hurting, we're here. We've got the keys to the automobile here. You know what I'm saying? You need to work with us a little more. You know what I mean? You need to work with us a little more. And with some of those things. So I think I think right now it's going to be a very interesting time to see how things move forward after all of this blows over, in the movie industry, in the comic industry, in the music industry, in every industry that is potentially at risk right now. There's power shifts that are getting ready to happen right now. You know what I mean? Across America. And let's not also think, and I'm not some big conspiracy theorist, let's not also think that maybe some of this was allowed to happen for that reason. I'm not big into conspiracy theories. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's something somebody orchestrated. But yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, man. You slipped up. Lonely Banter says, Will Gentry, nothing triggers me. Captain Pennsylvania says, you done got him started, AFK. LB says, I got this on mute and I know 2nd Street Marvel fed up. Oh man, what I do? Famous last words. You just need to see him, so cute. Oh man. AFK Bar says, I think they will release in theaters and not on streaming at the theaters and on streaming at the same time to grab everyone, because they realize there are a lot of people online at home. The thing is, they can't do that. That's the only thing, is they can't do that. Unfortunately, they can't do that. Cap says, check out the Starks Jam video. The biggest hurdle in comics is Diamond. Sylvester says, I know I'm making money right now. Awesome, man. Hell yeah. Good deal. The biggest hurdle in comics is Diamond. I think so. I mean, definitely. Definitely, I think so. And not because, Diamond is, some big, terrible corporation or anything like that. You no shame. It's not that right now. It's just because they're still operating on an old model. They need to re-update things. They need to rethink the things that they're doing. But in order for them to do that comes down to the comic industry needing to rethink what they're doing too. as far as not oversaturating the market with some of these books that don't need to be oversaturated, not accepting, and that comes back to also the thing like you would say is accepting returns, because if a comic book an LCS isn't selling this comic book, they should be able to return it because this isn't selling. And when Diamond starts getting those refunds back for those comics that they have to give back, then they turn around to Marvel or DC or whoever and say, look, this book isn't selling. Here's your books back. We're not selling this one next month. Or we're only going to distribute X amount of books instead of X amount of books. You know, we're only doing that. That's where they need to step in and make those kinds of decisions. Certainly, yeah, totally. Meaning, if you want to break into comics, they own the industry. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I hear you, Mitch. Yeah, if you want that big distribution, yeah. Other than that, you're going to be going through and doing exactly what the indie creators are doing right now, Indiegogos and things like that. And believe me, some of them are good. Some of them are good quality. They're not all bad. Like I'll show you. Do I have my? I don't think I have it here with me right now, do I? Oh yeah. They're not all bad. I mean, independent creators still put out good comics, good quality comics. You know what I mean? I got these right here. These are Guinevere and the Divinity Factory, 1 and 2. I mean, people still put out comic books, but yeah, I mean, totally, you're right. Yeah. And it's not like, and a lot of these independent books, they cost a lot more because they cost a lot more to make, you know, for these small people, because they don't have big presses and things like that. So I think that's something that the comic industry seriously needs to think about. They do seriously need to think about that when it comes to those kinds of things. J Hood Creative, thank you for being here, says, can Diamond do that with Marvel and still be their exclusive distributor? In my opinion, Marvel and Diamond are the problems. They are tied together. Well, that's the thing. I don't know that they can't, but I mean, here's the thing: can they do that with Marvel and be their exclusive distributor? They need to. They need to. That's what's going to help them. That's what's going to help them. I think is Diamond and Marvel and DC and all their companies. That's when they actually need to sit down and be like, look. This book isn't selling. We just returned, you know, X amount of books. Next month, we're not doing this. You need to cut this back. It's hurting your business. It's hurting our business. Cut it. We're only taking X amount of books this time. If we get rid of this amount of books and they sell and we don't get returns, then do your second printing. And do things like that. Actually sell the books to the actual consumer. Go with that. With, you know, like, okay, we got these returns. That's the thing is I think they need to do that. Marvel floods the market. That has always been their MO. Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong. And the thing is like the flooding. Like the thing is they need to be smart about it. Like, okay, if you're only selling 10,000 copies of Captain Marvel, only actually selling 10,000 copies of Captain Marvel. Make 11,000 and put just that amount out, right? And if you sell through those, make a second printing. But then say Squirrel Girl. So, say Squirrel Girl is just doing phenomenal numbers. You know, say, okay, this one right here, we sold out of this one fast. It went to a second printing really fast. This one, maybe the next time, maybe a few more copies. But still, I mean, it's a supply and demand thing. If you're making more supply than there is demand, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think most people get that, and that's the thing that Marvel needs to realize is that we don't just overprint books and put so many out there that we can't. That companies, small businesses are losing their asses because we're forcing them to buy these books for retailer incentives, for exclusive covers, and all that shit. It just needs to stop. It needs to stop. That's where they need to reel it in, and that comes down to Diamond and the publisher themselves, where they need to have that communication, and they need to have it with each other. They need to have some honest conversations, and they probably need to have that conversation by getting LCSs involved in it, the actual retailers involved in it. You know, that's what they need to do. Because I'll tell you, like, magazine distribution is a little bit different. The Anderson Company, when I used to work at Walmart, and they would come in and they would do like the magazines and the movies and all that stuff, it's different. They take returns and things like that, and I'm not sure how all that works, but they do it. And I think Diamond could do the same thing. But the thing is like, and that's not just saying that they need to outright cancel everything like right now. Like, okay, we're only taking, like, it needs to be done in steps. It needs to be done in steps. Like, maybe Diamond needs to reach out to the LCS and be like, okay, what sells and what don't sell, and come up with a consensus, a better consensus, and overshoot that a little. Like, okay, we know, like, say this company, like, because it's not going to be the same across the board. Because like my LCS says over the last 20 years or so, like I think they've been in business 25 years. Said that here over the last handful of years, their sales haven't been better ever. They're doing better than they have in years past right now. But I can guarantee you that's not the same across every single LCS, and it's certainly not the norm in the comic industry. But my LCS said that these last handful of years business has been booming for them. But maybe my LCS just knows how to order comic books, knows how to sell the comic books and things like that. Don't over order on certain comic books and things like that. So it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But I think there needs to be a communication, because it's an ecosystem, right? It's an ecosystem. It's a circle of life, just like everything else. And they all need to be putting their input into it to find out what works. You know, and obviously how that works is listening to the consumer, because we're the ones buying it. That's how they listen to us, by saying, okay, we're selling this one and we're not selling this one. You know what I mean? Same thing. Only way that I feel that it would really work. Cap says Marvel just released 263 titles. Jesus Christ, man. That's a lot of titles, man. That is a lot of titles. It's a lot of titles. That should be, like, 263 titles should be the number of titles for all of the comics that are coming out in a month. There should only be two. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. There could be more. I'm just saying, but that's a lot of titles, man. J-Hood Creative says, you're making too much sense. If Marvel would ever change their mindset like that, they already would have. You know, honestly, I think their hand might be forced here. Their hand might be forced. But yeah, that's true. Too much sense. They think by flooding the stands with them, they take up more space, and by default will sell more. I mean, you're right. They probably do think that, but is that the truth? No. That baffles me about the comic industry. The supply and demand stuff is so simple, but they don't pay attention to it. It's off the charts level of hubris, and it makes no sense. Absolutely. They have a drooling fool thinking about stuff like that. Yeah, right? Gotta go, guys. Be safe. Take it easy, Cap. I'm getting ready to go as well. Captain Pennsylvania says, take care and be well. Oh, says Tommy. Yeah, right. Mitch Gerowitz says Marvel 263 titles with each 30 covers. Yeah, I mean, he's over exaggerating there, but that's the truth. That's what they do with some of the stuff. It's ridiculous. Aggressively Relaxing says, we can't expect business owners to be responsible. Also, Marvel puts a book out with bright colors one a week, which is really the problem when you think about it. Right? Because it gets us all... Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I feel like I've gone on a little bit longer than I normally would have, but thank you guys so much for being here today to hear me flap my gums about no new comics, says Wanda. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good day. If you could, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video with your friends. And, you know, check back out on the channel regularly, because YouTube has been bad about sending out notifications. But, guys, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm going to go out to my LCS today, and hopefully I can get some new comics before the comic book day Armageddon is upon us. We'll see you all in the next video. Later.